Hello and welcome to Sobrix. I'm Adam and this is Sobrix. This is my channel for reviewing Lego sets and building them and other Lego related stuff. In this video, I'm going to be taking a look at the Lego Marvel Wolverine Mech armor set. This is set number 76202. It has 141 pieces, and I paid $10 for this set now. I believe this is retired. I found it just in a store for retail. I was hoping I could get it in a discount. They also had the Black Panther one that I think came out around the same time as this. I think there was a Captain America one maybe, and I don't know what else. But these are the Marvel mechs before they had the kind of new mech arm leg piece that does not have like a knee or elbow joint. So this has these mixel joints here, and I haven't built one of these before. I've only really built mechs of this scale with the kind of new modern piece, so I'm interested to see how this works. I'm assuming it's not going to be as nice in my opinion, but we'll see. And I wanted to look at Wolverine because I just got all of the Marvel Series 2 CMFs that have Wolverine in it, and I wanted to kind of compare what we have in this set versus that other Wolverine. So in this video, I'm going to open this up, I'm going to put this together, and then I'm going to share my thoughts on it. So while I build, I will speed the video up, and then I'll slow it back down to review this set. So until then, enjoy! Okay, so while we look at the build for this Lego Marvel Wolverine Mech armor set, I just wanted to say thanks for watching, and then to remind you, if you haven't already, maybe consider giving the video a like and clicking the thumbs up. And if you like my other videos, maybe consider subscribing to my channel. We're on the road to 1,000 subscribers, and I would love to get there. So thank you everybody who's helping me along this journey, and I hope to continue to build a community around Lego videos here, and I'm just very, very grateful. So thank you very much. And now back to the rest of the build for this Lego Marvel Wolverine Mech armor set, and then onto my review for this set. Okay, so there we have this Lego Marvel Wolverine Mech armor set. This is okay, this is kind of interesting. There's some things that I really like about this compared to the newer mechs with the newish kind of piece for the mech arms and legs. And there's some things that I don't think work as well, but there's good stuff here. So we'll just get right into it, and the first thing we'll take a look at is the minifigure, because like other mech armor sets, this does come with one minifigure here, and we can take a look at that right away. This one comes with a Wolverine here, and I did want to take a look at this Wolverine versus the one that came in the Marvel Series 2 CMF here, but we have the nice dual molded mask, helmet piece there. We've got one face that has kind of the goggle looking pieces that make the white of the eyes behind the mask, and then we have another face there, so different expression. We can see the back of the torso here is pretty good, nicely defined, has some of the patterning there. No printing on the midsection, nothing on the legs, nothing on the arms at all. We do have the like bluish hands here, and then we have these Wolverine claws that are in the minifigure accessory. So this is an okay minifigure. Let me actually grab the other one here. So you could see they're pretty different. The torsos are not identical. They're pretty close, but they're not the same. The printing's a little different quality, like the size and color of these triangles up on the chest are different. Same for like these ones on the CMF are just black, and the ones on the mech armor minifigure have like blue inside there. And then obviously the ones for the CMF have arm printing, leg printing, dual molded legs, and a lot of different stuff. But I think for the most part, like the helmet is very much the same, and the head is not identical either. They have slightly different sideburns and facial hair there, so and different expressions as well. So there's different. This is still okay. It's not great. Obviously, the CMF one is quite a bit better but that's true for a lot of, CMF quality stuff for the collectible minifigures. But this one's still okay. The torso's pretty good. The head's good. Arms, without printing isn't that big of a deal. Would have liked to get something for the legs potentially here, but it's okay as is. So that's the minifigure. And of course, they can be put into the mech, and then the rest of the build is this Wolverine mech armor. So as far as Marvel goes, I've already looked at like Rocket, Thanos, and Hulk, which were some of like the newer versions of them that had the different pieces. I think there was an older Thanos version made in this style. I think there was an Iron Man, a Black Panther. I thought maybe there was a Captain America, but I could be wrong. But these are before they had that new kind of molded piece that doesn't bend. So this one does have some extra articulation. We have ball joints up at the hips, or like mixel joints, same at the knees, so these legs can be positioned, and then down at the ankle, we also have a joint there. Up at the top, we have it at the shoulders, at the elbow wrist kind of thing, so maybe the elbow, like shoulders up here, this is kind of elbow, kind of shoulder as well, and then we have the wrist there. So a good amount of articulation for these arms here. They do use pretty much the same kind of torso chest piece. This is a nice printed rounded tile with the X-Men logo. This is also a printed tile here for the belt. Look at the back, not too much going on there, but does feel pretty well finished off. Color blocking is pretty good. I do like how the arms are kind of meant, like the pauldrons or whatever these shoulder bits are meant to be kind of angled up. I think that looks pretty good. Nice use of the Nexonite shields. And so this is all right. I thought it was interesting how they did the hips, because one of these plates with the mixel joint is behind the other one, which is how they used to do things like this. So they're offset like by a plate but because of the articulation, you can kind of make it okay, so that's good. So it can stand on its own. It can have its arms posed in a lot of different ways, including like having the claws, the Wolverine claws kind of cross over here. If we look at the hands are pretty big. Do have like the thumb that can articulate. These individual fingers are clipped on there that can articulate. And then the claws are these big kind of silverish, pearl grayish kind of sword elements here that are really huge, but they look pretty cool. And because the arms can be articulated so much, you can get these into some pretty cool poses, which I think is really nice, and something that wouldn't be as easy to do with the modern kind of piece that is used for this style of mech. The one that can't bend at all. So I kind of really like that you can have this with the claws kind of like crossing over in front like that. I think that looks really nice and pretty cool. And I think that's fun for play as well, because these can be really positioned in a lot of different ways. And I think the mech suit itself can have its legs kind of positioned out differently and still be kind of stable, which is really good. So there's some good stuff. I think it does feel a little thin around like the bicep arm area and up here around the legs, and you can definitely see that mixel joint. The lower section and then like the hands and the upper section do feel a little more built out, which is nice. But one of the things I like about like even the new Star Wars mechs, but like all the other Marvel mechs that use that newish piece, is that they kind of beef up the appendages a little more. These feel a little bit flimsy for me and just look a little bit weird. I didn't love how the waist was done here. There's a little bit of like gapping there, and just because of the offset of the where the hips are at is not so great. But I do really like the colors that were used here. I think they were well chosen. I like that the feet are 2 studs wide. I always prefer that. I wish maybe the legs were a little bit bulkier. Same with the arms right here. But I think the hands are pretty good, all things considered. So I really like that. And then we can put Wolverine in there, so they don't stud down, but their legs go on that piece. And on the instructions and on the box, it did show them having their claws still on the minifigure when they put it in there. So that can kind of work. It doesn't look the best, but it can kind of work. So that's good. And then we can get this into a lot of different poses, which is really cool. And it can stand on its own, and it can be in like a running pose a little bit, and not get into like 3-point stance, but you can have one of these down to the ground as well to help balance it out. And I think that's pretty great. So I like how posable this is, which is really nice. I'll show the extra pieces here. You just get a couple. Get one of the extra minifigure accessory claw things, 1x1s, your tiles, your rounded tile, and a silver stud there. So those are all your extra pieces, just 5 of those there. And this set is 142 pieces. And I paid $10 for this set. Now you get these printed tiles, you get the minifigure here. I don't know how much the minifigure is worth. Maybe it's $5, maybe it's less. But if it is $5, you know, I'm assuming it's less because like a CMF is $5. But either way, I don't know how people value those things. But, you know, I like these mechs at $10. I think that's a pretty good price for them. You get one minifigure, and then you get this like extra build, which I think is fun. There's a lot of play and display value to these. I think there are kind of pros and cons of having the mixel joints versus having the new kind of mech arm piece. I think there's pros and cons, so they each have their benefits and their negative aspects to them. So I'm not gonna really speak too much on that, but I think $10 is a good price for these. The Star Wars ones that came out, I think were, like $16. The Marvel ones that came out before those were $15, I believe. And I was able to get them on sale usually down to like $12. $12 doesn't feel terrible. I think this is pretty good at $10. I would like these to continue to be $10, but I don't know if they'll ever go back to that. So I felt like this was a good deal. I also got this set after it was retired, but not too long after. But for a retired set, I don't know how much of these went up in value or if they did at all, but I was happy to find it for retail. And so yeah, I think $10 is a good price for this, and 142 pieces plus one minifigure, that's pretty good. So plus you get the 2 prints, so I think the value is definitely here, and I like that a lot. So this was pretty nice, pretty surprising. I think I actually liked how posable these were more than I thought. I just wish maybe they were built up a little more where around the joints, which maybe would limit the posability a little bit. But one of the things I like about the more modern mechs at this scale is how like beefy they can look with that new piece, and then the other pieces built around it. And while I do like how posable this is, I think it feels a little thin and a little lacking in some parts, but other than that, it's pretty cool. I thought I wasn't gonna like the hands. I actually do like the hands. I thought I wasn't gonna like the claws, and they're comically large, but I think it kind of works for these mechs. It's in my opinion, it's kind of cool. So I'm very happy with this. I thought it's a good value set, nice to have, added to the collection of mechs and Marvel mechs, and really nice. So I like it a lot. If you like this video, please consider clicking the thumbs up and giving it a like. And if you like my other videos, maybe consider subscribing to my channel so you can stay up to date on all the LEGO videos I'll be doing here in the future. We're on the road to 1,000 subscribers, so hopefully I can get there eventually. Thanks everybody. I'm really glad I was past the 500 subscriber mark. It means a lot to me, and I hope I can just continue to do this because I really like doing it. Leave it in the comments below if you have other superheroes or other mechs that you want to see LEGO make. If you have thoughts about this kind of mech build versus the ones with the new pieces, and anything else, I love reading comments, so please don't hesitate to leave those in the comment section. And if you want to support this channel, the best way to do that, or one of the ways to do that, is right here on YouTube through memberships and through supers and thanks and all that different stuff, which is really, really helpful. And I also still have the Patreon, which is in the description and on my channel page, patreon.com/sobricks. And like I say, every little bit helps, so thank you very much. And I really appreciate it, so thank you everybody. And with all that said, until next time, thanks. Bye.